Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Happy Halloween! Welcome to Travis and Vic's Drunken Horror Adventures. I'm Travis. I'm drunk. It's Halloween. Vic is here at the house, and he's being molested by canines. What's up, Vic?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm getting raped by dogs everywhere.
Well,
me too. Hashtag me too.
Oh, God. Here we go again. Good Lord.
What's up, brother? What's up? Happy Halloween, everybody. This is our day, man. This is what we live for, right?
You know, the funny thing is that as long as we've been doing the show, we've never done a Halloween episode, meaning we haven't done one on Halloween. We switched from Mondays to Tuesdays not too long ago. And so we're doing something unique for us. You know, it's the main event of October. And in the past, we've done shows around Halloween on Elizabeth Bathory, Lizzie, whatever the fuck her name. What's her goddamn name? Lizzie
Borden.
I keep wanting to call her Lizzie McGuire, bro.
Lizzie Borden.
Now, she did take an axe, and she gave her father 40 whacks, or her mother.
Yes.
And when she was done, she gave her father 41. That's what it was. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, so tonight what we've got for you are true tales of Halloween. And basically these are true horror tales of Halloween, meaning they actually happened and they're horrific. But before we get into all of that, let's talk a little bit about the holiday. What you been doing today, Vic? I know it's all exciting for you.
Oh, yeah, man. I've worked for about 12 hours today, and now I ate a couple of corn dogs, and I ate some candy, and now I'm here drinking.
Well, for me, my day consisted mostly of work, but I did get to go over to the theaters, use my movie pass, got to watch the director's cut of Little Shop of Horrors.
Little House.
And it's funny, like, because this was the director's cut, it was completely different than the original, or at least the one we know of. It wasn't a happy ending. It was completely different than what we know. So it was really cool to see at the theater. Definitely worth doing. And, yeah, I mean, so I celebrated Halloween that way. I watched all the Halloween films over the last couple of days. I didn't get to watch the Rob Zombie remake other than Part 2, which I still feel like is underrated, and people are giving it unjust shit.
Yes, I love Halloween too. You know that. People that hate it suck.
No matter how many stupid horror storylines there are in there, it doesn't ruin the movie for me. I still think there's a lot of good shit in there. I'll tell you what, though, I hate Danielle Harris in that movie.
I love Danielle Harris in every movie.
Well, I don't mean it like I don't like her as an actress. I mean I hate her character. You know what I'm saying? Like Annie in the second one, she's a bum.
Yeah.
But then again, so's Lori. She's a bum too.
Yep, they're all bums.
Even Loomis. So, I think he's getting molested some more by dogs. When Vic comes over to my house, that's just his life. If he comes to the basement, he'll have dog penises all over his face.
It's true.
He's
I don't know
basically
why.
he gets bukkake from dogs.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is a very sad existence for the Philpott. Well, tonight, as I said, we're talking about true tales of Halloween. No, I'm not talking about the movie on Netflix, which, by the way, you should watch. It's good. It's no Trick or Treat, but it's still a good anthology movie. No, we're talking about things that actually happened on Halloween or around Halloween, and they're just tragedies, real-life horrors. It's the same type of thing we talk about every month on this show, whether we're talking about, you know, like I said, Lizzie Borden or Elizabeth Bathory, whatever it may be. So let's start off with this, Vic. I got a story from you for you from 2011. It's called The Slain Zombie. So in 2011, Taylor Van Diest was leaving a party in the small town of Armstrong, Canada, and around 6 p.m., she actually began walking along the tracks, and she was dressed like a zombie for Halloween. Well, Taylor was texting back and forth with her friend at the time, and in the last text her friend received, she wrote about being creeped, which, as we know, would probably be being followed by somebody creepy. And she never came home that night, and she was actually found beaten to death, and Vic's dying, as he tends to do around this time of year. She was actually found beaten to death near a set of railroad tracks. So whoever it was that was following her apparently beat her to death. And her death, traumatized the town, especially when it was revealed that her attacker actually intended to rape her before he smashed her head in with a flashlight when she fought back. I wonder if it was like one of those mag lights, Vic. You know what I'm talking about? Those things are vicious.
Yeah, probably. I don't have any concrete information, but I would think so.
Yeah. Well, police eventually used DNA found under Taylor's fingernails to arrest Matthew Forrester for carrying out the murder, and his father, Stephen, for helping him cover it up. I've heard of some stories like that before where the kid, or where the younger one commits the murder and the dad helps him cover it up. There's people out there, Ray Johnson being one of them, that believes that Gacy committed a murder when he was young and that his father helped him cover it up.
Dude, there's a kid in Louisville that killed his brother and his dad took the rap for it.
Yeah, it's pretty twisted. I mean, it's a really weird thing, though,
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. Like, if my kid kills somebody, fuck him, I ain't taking the rap. I'm going to let him rot.
That's called taking responsibility. All right, so our number 2 tonight that we're going to talk about is Double Homicide from 2004. It was late on Halloween night, 2004. And by the way, everybody, if I'm slurring, you should be proud of me that I'm even getting words out at this point. I put an excessive amount of rum in my apple cider tonight, and I'm having problems.
It's a true story. I can vouch for it all.
He watched me pour it all in there, and then it just smelled like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Our buddy Pondo would be sick. So now I'm going to have fun with the pronunciation game. And late on Halloween night 2004, roommates Leslie Mazzara, Adrian Insogna, and Lauren Mianza went to bed after handing out candy. Lauren, who actually lived in the basement, was woken up at 1 a.m. by the sounds of somebody entering the house. And she actually assumed it was one of her roommate's boyfriends because, they're probably loosey-goosey, right? I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. Vic, why'd you make me say that?
My bad. I'm a dickhead.
Well, she woke up again a few minutes later to the sound of like a terrifying sound. She said she knew it was blood-curdling, terrified scream. And Adrian kept screaming and screaming out, "Oh my God, please help, please help." And in total darkness, Lauren opened her door and took one step out, but then she was overcome with fear. She stood frozen, listening until the intruder came bounding down the stairs. He was just flying down the stairs, breaking stuff as he came around, Lauren said. So she ran into the backyard and hid until it got all quiet and she could hear where Adrian's pleas for help. Without knowing if the intruder had left, Lauren went back into the house and tried to call 911, but the line in the kitchen was dead. Even so, she tiptoed up the stairs to Adrian's room and found her other roommate, Leslie, face down in a pile of clothes with stab wounds all over her upper body and arms. The floor was covered in blood. A few feet away, Adrian was crouched behind her bed, alive, but no longer able to speak, and rapidly bleeding to death from multiple stab wounds. Lauren went back downstairs with her bare feet slipping in her roommate's blood. That's fucked up. What's that remind you of, Vic, where somebody was slipping in blood? Halloween 2. You know what I'm talking about? Where Jimmy slips in the dude's blood in the hospital, or the nurse's blood, and then hits his fucking head. Yeah, this chick's sliding around in her roommate's blood at this point. And she got to her cell phone. She calls 911. She fed the operator some info until that line went dead, too. And then she realized the intruder could still be around, and she dashed to her car and called 911 along the way. Well, in the course of the investigation, the FBI agents found cigarette butts near the scene of the crime that matched blood evidence inside the house, but found no known matches in any DNA databases. So officers and FBI agents spoke to nearly 1,500 persons of interest during the investigation of that double murder, including one of Adrian's friends, Lily Prudhomme. And her husband, Eric Koppel, became a person of extreme interest during the investigation when he refused to give a DNA sample to exclude him from the suspect pool. That is kind of suspect, isn't it, Vic?
Very.
So nearly a year after the commission of the crime, Koppel turned himself in and confessed to the death deaths of his wife's friends while giving no motive for the execution of his crime. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Papa was, at the time of the murders, only engaged to the friend of one of his victims and carried on with the wedding thinking he would get away with the crimes. That's fucked up. Adrian's mother, who attended Koppel's wedding, had this to say: "You're the man who is so cruel as to invite me, the mother of the woman you murdered, to stand up for you at your wedding, to read scripture to you of love and death, and to bless your union. Throughout that weekend, you brought me into the heart of your family, knowing all the while it was you who destroyed mine." That's kind of a messed up story.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's something I would do.
Might as well just rub it in all the way, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're going for it, go for the gusto, right?
Yes, sir. Well, to pause for a minute, took the kids trick-or-treating tonight, saw a Mexican ghost face, saw a Mexican Batman, saw a Mexican witch.
Oh, racist.
Saw a black Joker. I saw a couple wicked clowns, but neither one of them were Pennywise.
ICP?
Huh?
Was it ICP?
No, it wasn't ICP.
You said wicked clowns.
Nah, they were just evil clowns. There's a dead dog on my floor.
No.
And his name is E.L. Fudge.
Well, I got a dead dog over here.
No, he's the rapist.
I just hit him in the head with my forearm.
You just hit him in the head with your forearm?
Yeah.
My God. Y'all don't act right.
Like Chris Hero would.
All right. So, Vic, since we're talking about rapists, why don't we go ahead and tell a rape story? What do you think?
I don't think we were we? Oh yeah. Yeah, good. I like rape.
All right, man. So our next story is about the East Coast rapist. Oh, you're getting raped right now, aren't you? See?
By the Mid-South rapist.
All right, well, if you've ever heard of the East Coast rapist, it was a series of attacks that were attributed to him. But the Halloween 2009 assault in Prince William County was perhaps the most brazen. This guy, Vic, can you guess what his ethnicity was?
Black.
You got it. Winter. He looked a little light-skinned, though.
Of course.
Like,
he might have been mixed, right?
He might have been. He looks a little mixed. He's a blackguard. Either way. So this guy, he stepped out of a borrowed gold Chrysler into the cold night rain. He's got a fake 9mm handgun, pulls his jacket's hood tight over his face, and forces 3 teenage trick-or-treaters down a steep ravine. So basically he's captured these 3 women now, or 3 girls, which I assume they're like teenagers. Yeah. The attack, this one, was the last in a string of 13 since 1997. This dude was a serial rapist. He was like fucking dude from the Vikings. Fudge, quit raping. Why am I struggling, Vic? Darren Sharper.
Oh my God! What are you struggling with?
I was trying to remember who Darren Sharper was.
Darren Sharper. He's like our friend, my friend.
Yeah, he was the all over the place rapist instead of the East Coast rapist.
Yeah, he's a football player. He could be.
Yeah. Well, so while this guy was actually in the act of rape, the sirens and footsteps interrupted his rapes after one victim summoned help via hidden text messages and phone calls. She actually texted her mom, told her to call the police because it's kind of hard to call the police when one of your friends getting raped. And
oh my God!
I'm just saying. So this dude, he disappears into the darkness, and he left his weapon and his DNA and the victims behind. Now, the DNA was on a cigarette. And keep in mind, I'm calling this guy the East Coast rapist. I'm not aware of any murders that he committed, but, I mean, this guy was a serial rapist, like I said.
So, can I let you know that I thought you said he left his DNA in there behind?
No, he left it on a cigarette butt.
So
I'll have to go back and listen to this and see what I actually said.
I think you actually said he left his DNA behind. I think you said in their beehive.